Hello YouTubers, thank you for coming to watch my video. So today it is the day that I decided to do Lil Peep. Now why I did Lil Peep, it is June, which is Pride Month, and Lil Peep was known to be bisexual. So that's why I wanted to do Lil Peep. Now if you have never been to my channel before, I am a person that really just studies Vedic astrology, which is Hindu Jyotish astrology, and it is a little bit different than Western astrology. But I like to do people's charts that we know of, that were famous, that we know how their lives went for the most part, and we can look at their chart and compare it to their life and how their chart and their life lined up. So today I decided to do Lil Peep, and so let's get into that, okay? So obviously he was not born with the name of Lil Peep. He was born with the name of Gustav Elijah, and he was born on November 1st, 1996 in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And the time of birth I did get was about 10:37 a.m. So I did his chart according to that time that I found. Now with this, let's talk a little bit about his life though. So at about 4 years old, his family had moved to New York. They moved to Long Island, and as soon as he started school, I guess he was a very intelligent child. He had a lot of excelled classes later on in life. He did finish school. He was taking his last years of high school online, his courses that he needed, but also when he was younger, he was really interested in music. He did, I believe, take dance lessons as well, but he was a person that was very into music. There is some pictures of him younger playing instruments when he was really little, which he just shows how he was really interested in that type of thing. He was interested in music. So when Gustav was about 14 years old, his parents got divorced, and this created him to feel like he needed to be self-medicated, and so he started experimenting with marijuana, Xanax, and other types of drugs, and he started changing his life in many ways. But this is also a time that he probably started becoming more into his music and started writing and started creating more from his soul, because once you go through a hard time, that's when you can express your feelings, is through music. And so I feel like in this time he was probably starting that creation of his music. Now, if most of you probably do not, if you don't know who Lil Peep was, he was a person that created this rap that was very unique and very different. He started out this new rap slash alternative music. He kind of put them together and created this new emo type of rap. And so in 2013, he put his music on SoundCloud, and with that music he started to become more known, and just in 2 years he became really well known, and he created his first album, and with that he started getting very well known. And so he had very different music though. A lot of people might have been a little bit controversial on what rap is, or is this rap, is this alternative music, what is this? But for the younger children, the younger age groups, they really enjoyed it because it was a way of like this anger, but yet it was rap and it was pretty unique. So he started this new creation with music. I still do those same drugs. Sometimes life gets fucked up. That's why we get fucked up. So on November 15th, 2017, he was on tour. He had just done a show in Texas. He was traveling, and he had went to Tucson, Arizona. And once he was in Tucson, he had OD'd. But a lot of people, there's a lot of controversy around his death as well. But he was about to go do his show, and when he was there to do his show, they thought that he was taking a nap, but then they found out that he really had OD'd on medication. And a lot of people say that whoever had given him the drugs had put fentanyl in it, and he was not aware of that, and that they purposely did it. Now, I don't know, and I'm not going to argue, I'm not going to start things. These are just things that are said, and who knows what the truth is, but those people. Now, but he was pronounced dead on the scene of his tour bus that night. So
Wednesday, November 15, 2017, 20:52 and 48 seconds.
Hello?
911, what is the emergency?
I need an ambulance.
Okay, what's the address?
I'm at The Rock. I'm at a venue called The Rock.
Alright, tell me what's going on there.
I'm working with an artist, and he's just completely out of it. He's cold, he's just knocked out. I don't know what he's faking, but he's completely out.
Awake?
He's not awake. We're trying to wake him up, and he's not awake at all.
Is he breathing normally?
Not really, no.
Alright. We're getting the help set in now. I want you to get him flat on his back on the floor with nothing under his head.
I'm on the phone to the ambulance now. Bro.
Okay, are you next to him now?
We're in the bus.
Okay, can you get him just flat on the ground?
We need to get him flat on the ground.
If he is not breathing normally, we need to start CPR to keep the oxygen pumping through his blood.
We need to get him flat on his back. We need to get him flat on his back.
CPR now. If he is not
We need to
breathing
get him flat on his back.
we need to get him doing CPR. We need to do
On the
CPR.
floor. On the floor, yeah, on the floor.
If whoever's doing it starts to get tired, have somebody else take over.
If she gets tired, then fucking take over. But stay on the phone. Is somebody on their way?
They're already on their way. Lights and sirens. You
They're on their way.
Right there.
So let's go over his chart. So he is a Sagittarius rising. If we go with the 10:37 a.m., he would be a Sagittarius rising with Jupiter in his first house. Now, with this is nakshatra that sets in is Mula, and Mula is about this. They're like here to learn this certain lesson, and with that though, they can reach this ability to come out of this darkness. Like they have to go through a lot of ups and downs, and they have to come out of this darkness, but they can reach this element in life of Kundalini. Like they can come out of something very hard and rise from that. And they're very good at learning from their mistakes. They might have these hard times, and they might go through a lot of sorrow, but with that, they can reach a spiritual side of Kundalini. And these people also can be people that are addicted to drugs or alcohol as well, but they are very spiritual within themselves, and they can connect to the spiritual side of the universe and of life. They also can be a spiritual healer as well.
Give me some time while I work on it. Losing no patience, and girl, I don't blame you. The earth's in rotation, you waiting for me. Look at my face when I fuck on your waist, 'cause we only have one conversation a week. That's why our friends always hating on me. Fuck them, know I did this all by myself.
Now with Jupiter setting here, this represents Jupiter is a guru. He's a teacher. He's a philosopher. He's one that creates the spiritual knowledge within, and he will share it as well, especially being in Sagittarius. That is its natural home. It is naturally ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter is about this person that can create this spiritual meaning to life and express it to others, and others can learn from that spiritual life that they went through, or these ups and downs. For him, it would have been his ups and downs in life, and they could connect to that and learn from that, from what he has expressed in his own way of his life.
I mean, shit, everything changes with time. Like, you can't predict where you're gonna be next year. You have no idea, you know what I mean? Like, there have been points, like, I've been in very, 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 very low points. Like, you know, shitty situations, horrible situations. And then My mom always tells me, like, time will heal everything, you know what I mean? And even if it's like 5 years later and you're still feeling like, where the fuck, like, when I'm waiting for this shit to heal, like, nothing's happening. It's gonna take another, few years, you know what I mean? That shit does take time in some situations, but, it will eventually get better. Things will get better. And also you have to be grateful for what you have. Never be ungrateful. It's when people start to be super, like, oh, I hate my life, everything sucks. But it's like you got shoes in your feet right now, you know what I mean? There's kids who don't have access to water in the world. So pretty much, yeah. There's people fighting to survive, so live on for them, you know what I mean? Live the life they wish they could live. My message to the youth is stay aware of the shit that's happening around you, and don't get brainwashed by fucking, society today, because that shit is very easy to happen.
So the second house has Uranus and it has Neptune in it. I really don't study the outer planets very well, but the second house is about money, gaining money, and it also is about your childhood. So for him, this is about maybe his money. He might have felt separated from his gaining of money or making money, or maybe when he made it, he felt like he didn't have control over it, because that Uranus there is that separation as well. So with that, also could be that he kind of felt separated from his childhood as well, and that he kind of didn't have this connection, like he was disconnected from that childhood, or maybe that he didn't experience the childhood that he wanted to. Now Neptune is kind of like the spiritual planet that brings awakenings, or it brings that spirituality. So he might have felt like his parents might have been spiritual as well as he was growing up. So he has nothing setting in his third house, so let's go to the fourth house. Fourth house represents home, it also represents mother, so this is a little bit of his mother's energy as well. So he has Saturn setting there, but it is setting in retrograde, and he has K2 setting at 12 degrees as well, and this is in Pisces. So Jupiter rules Pisces, and so this Saturn setting here would represent that his mother probably was somebody that he learned lessons from. She was a teacher as well, which we do know that she was a teacher, but also that she was a teacher towards him. He learned a lot from her. But when I do see when I do see Saturn setting in retrograde with the moon or setting in the fourth house, this will represent, to me, this is about how the mother kind of it's like she wants to be stern and she wants to teach him lessons, but then they kind of get away with things in life in this way that they kind of just, it's like she wants to punish him and she wants to show him how things are supposed to be, and she does, but she wants to do it, but she still lets him get away with things, which I find that in everybody's chart to be 100% accurate, that has that retrograde. Now, K2 setting there, it is setting in Atara Bhadapada, and it is about the spirituality. This is his K2, which is his past life. K2 is your past life. So also this would represent maybe even that his mom and him were in their past life. They were connected in their past life, but they did have karma together. Also, this would represent that his mom probably did everything for him, and that's just the way mothers usually are, as we do for our children before we do for ourselves. And so this would represent that she probably did everything for him. So they probably had this really strong connection. But in this nakshatra that it's setting in, it is these people that are very kind, spiritual, and they're very soft-spoken. They're honest people. They're very sympathetic. They're like these innocent people, and they like to help others. They look at the world in a different way, and they try to help one another, and they see it in this way of just trying to teach people how to be kind and gentle and nurturing towards others. But these people are people that can have this lack of self-control as well. So this would represent him. And so sometimes he just probably did have this lack of self-control. But these people are probably people that do like to dance, because Pisces is about feet, and he probably did like to dance. But this is about his past life as well. And with your K2 and your Rahu, those are your karmic lessons in this life and your past life. And to balance those out is what we have to learn how to do, is balance your K2 energy and your Rahu energy. So his K2 energy is the 4th house, which would represent mother. It also would represent home as well. So he has nothing setting in his 5th house, neither does he have anything setting in his 6th house. But in his 7th house, this would represent relationships, and he has the moon setting there, and that is in Gemini, and it is setting in the nakshatra Purafasu, and this is representation of mother of all gods. So the moon, you got to understand that the moon is our mind. It is how we feel, how we respond to feelings, how we respond to other people, but also it is your mother as well. So this is represents
Mama.
Well, honey.
his mother as well. And if you can see this, he has a lot of energy connected to his mother. So he was a person, this nakshatra that sets in is about abundance, people that can create this fame as well, but these people are very intelligent, they have a very witty mind, but they're very philosophical as well. But this is about renewal. This is about somebody that can renew things in life, like they can go through bad things. And the moon, you got to understand, is like the ocean, so our mind is like this, and so this is how his mind was. But also he was very philosophical, and he could renew himself. They can go to the lowest, deepest low and come out and renew themselves and change themselves to be a totally different person in a spiritual new mind, okay? But these people can be very genuine people. They're very kind and nurturing to others, but they are always people that can come back from this dark place. These people are people that give to others, they do for others, and representing this moon is also your mother. So also his mother probably was a really big part of his life, even in his relationship life as well, because it says in the 7th house, which is relationship. So his mom probably did help him out in his relationships, but these people are very creative as well, and they're very skillful. They can create new things. They're very intelligent, so this could go towards a lot of things, being creative, and this could go for his music as well, being creative and skillful and bringing this new emo / alternative rock music together, creating something new. So his 8th house, he has nothing in his 8th house, but he does have in his 9th house, it is ruled by Leo, and he has Mars setting at 7 degrees. Now, this is the nakshatra of Maga, and Maga is about this kingly type of person, royalty. It is about people that, it's like when they walk into a room, these people that have Maga, they are, it's like all eyes turn and face them, and these people are leaders. These people are people that can speak, and people just are in awe of what they do, and they really enjoy. It's like they're like king, you know. People look at them and they almost worship them. So his Mars does set there. This house is representation of spirituality, but also it is a father as well. And so at this time, you have this father energy here and Mars setting here. So him and his father probably had some, arguments. They probably argued and didn't like each other. But also, this is about, and this is also that Maga energy, which his father probably was as well, looked at in this way of, people looked at him when he went into a place, which he was a professor, and so people probably at his job probably do look up to him, and they probably look at him in the same way. But this is about that Maga energy, that is about his fame. It is about creativity. It's about music. It's about all of this energy of creation and the musical talent that is there, and fame, also the ability to create. And so with this is also what created him to be famous. This is that fame. But also what I wanted to come up with is that his tattoos, Mars is where usually that's scars, and to me that would be tattoos. And so what's really unique is that his tattoos were definitely one-of-a-kind tattoos, and so they kind of made him famous as well, because that Mars is that that sits there in that manga, which is bringing fame. So everybody knows his crybaby. Everybody knows that was Lil Peep. He was famous for that crybaby as well. I mean, that's not what made him famous, but that gave him fame as well.
Got homesick tattooed on me right here on my fingers because I travel a lot, as a musician, and I'm 20 years old, so I'm still young, and I still miss my mommy at certain times. I found myself complaining a lot, being very ungrateful for the things that I have in my life, and so I got the crybaby tattoo on my face to remind me that I have a really good, and there's a lot of people on earth who would, love to be in the position I'm in, so it just keeps me really grateful.
So let's go to his 10th house. 10th house represents career. This is how your status is in your life. Of your career, but also it is career. And so let's see, he has Virgo. It is ruled by Virgo. Virgo is kind of like this OCD, so he might have been very particular on things that he did at work. With his music, he probably became very nitpicky and wanted to make it very perfect and very right. And especially, you would want that energy. But he has Venus setting there, which also, wherever your Venus sits, that's where you feel most comfortable in life. So at work, doing music, he really felt that safe and security with that of making music and doing music. But his Venus is sitting there in Atara Falguni, and that is about talent, and it is about and these people are very good speakers, and they're good. They can be people that are good with politics as well. This is about a politician, but they're good at politics, but also these are people that can speak to others and other people listen to them. Like whatever they say, people will listen, and they're very intelligent as well. And then he has Rahu at 12, which is his karma planet, what he is here to learn in this lifetime, which was his music, his career. That was what he was here to learn. And also that is setting in Hasta, and this energy is about, it's like these people are calm, they're sensitive, but these are people that can relate to other people. They can talk to other people. They're very mature. They're deep. They can connect to others in this deep connection this way. And this is also something that probably helped him in his music as well, is creating this ability to make music from his deep soul and those hurts that came from within, from those ups and downs. And that's what people connected to, was his music, because he would talk about the things that he really felt and the things that he went through. But this is about people that can be leaders as well. And so that was part of his karma. So his karma was between work and home, learning how to balance those two out as well, and his mother. But also he also had his MC that sits at 27 degrees in Virgo, and that is in Chitra. Chitra is like this overnight success. Like one day he put his music on SoundCloud, and then boom, it became famous, right? So it's about that overnight success. This is really about the bright jewel. These people have beautiful, bright jewel type eyes, and they are very attractive. They are famous. They're outgoing people. But they are also people that understand the truth of the universe. They want to understand the true meaning of the universe. They are kind and soft as well, but they also are people that like to wear bright, unique things and bright colors, and they like to stand out.
Iced out teeth on the iced out way with the limousine tints, you can sell my day. Friends switch up when you in the best truck. Always want fuck till the bitch goes.
So let's go to his 11th house. His 11th house has Sun and Mercury at 15 degrees in Libra, and it is setting in Swati. The Sun is your soul. It's also your father, how you perceive your father. So he probably really felt like his father was probably this person that kind of could sway with go with the flow. He probably wasn't too argumentative, but he also probably was that way for him. He was probably a very open-minded person, very chilled, laid back, and they can change. Like, they also are people that like to be alone at times. They are people that like to have their own time because they're very independent people. They like to do for themselves, and they're just used to taking care of themselves as well. But they're very independent people. But these people are, it's a blade of grass and it goes with the wind. It's like they can move from this place to this place and change is okay. They can just, kind of sway to the music, But that is what his Sun and Mercury were as well. But these people are also very worthy people. They can be trusted to, to handle any kind of secrets, or they're just very trustworthy. So let's go to his 12th house, the last house, which is ruled by Scorpio, which is that deep occult type of energy. It is water. This would represent also psychic abilities, but he has Pluto sitting there. So Pluto is this is an outer planet, and I don't really study it that much, but it is about control, or it is about having this ability to, they can hold secrets, a very deep person, but he probably had a lot of secrets that he didn't tell, that people probably didn't even know about. But also with this Pluto being in the 12th house would kind of represent also this drug addiction maybe, or alcoholism. And but also it would probably represent like a sleeping schedule that was very weird, very awkward. Maybe sometimes he didn't have he couldn't sleep, and sometimes he slept all the time. But he would have these weird sleeping habits. But yeah, with that Pluto setting in the 12th house, it will kind of give you that. Now, this was his little bit of his chart. This is just scanning over it, going through his placements and his nakshatras and his planets. But if you guys do like my video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure that you give me a comment, say something in the comments below. If there's somebody that you would like me to do their chart that is famous, that has already passed, I would be more than happy if you want to put it in the comment section. I will get to that and make it for you. But I really appreciate you guys coming to watch me, and I hope you have a fabulous day, and see you next time. Deuces.
But if you meet me in real life, you'll find out that I'm not very confident, and I'm a very sensitive person. And I have a lot of insecurities, and I'm very socially awkward. At the end of the day, I think we all have something to learn from the situation. But the situation at hand directs us in an entirely new direction, Captain. We need to drop the anchors and abandon ship immediately before there are serious casualties. When I look at you, time melts in front of my eyes, and everything else around me becomes entirely irrelevant. Sometimes it takes, like a peasant, a lowlife like me, to show you the finer things in life, baby girl, you know what I'm saying?